Hey guys, this is Solution Podfic, and today we're going to be reading Glowsticks and Bullholes by Hyperius. This is Chapter 27. Sometimes there's nothing in the world but overwhelming loneliness. A feeling that nothing matters. Nothing matters no matter how hard he tries. The lives saved don't matter. The lives lost don't matter. The pain doesn't matter. Nothing matters. Because how could it? How could anything matter? How could anything make sense? He knows it should. He knows it should matter, should make sense, but he can't convince himself. He can't fill this void in his heart and head and convince himself that it does matter. Maybe it's just the way he was screwed up by his resurrection, making him alive but not whole. Or maybe it's because his own death didn't matter. And if his death didn't matter, how could anything else? Or maybe it's because he felt so wholly and completely that he didn't matter. So anything he did or anything that affected him also didn't matter. So he filled himself with rage, green emerald rage, letting the green fill the holes and cracks along his skin and soul with anger and vengeance, so even if nothing mattered, he could still feel something, anything. And then he met Hal and Guy, and surely the holes didn't feel so big and the cracks didn't feel so damning. Suddenly, the void he fell into started to fill, and life began to matter again. Hal mattered, Guy mattered, their lives mattered, and to them he mattered. And he was so close to believing them. Then there was red, blood, fire, death, himself. He was red. His ring was red. His vengeance and spit and soul were red. He used to be green. Learned to control the green. Learned to love green. Nothing was green anymore. The green of the pit washed with red. The green of Hal's uniform bleeding red. Soon, Batman will also bleed red. He wonders that if after he kills Batman, he'll once again feel nothing. He wonders if he'll feel nothing lowering Hal into the ground. He wonders if he'll feel nothing going to bed that night, staring up at the ceiling and asking why. Why he isn't allowed to matter. Why he isn't allowed to be loved. Why the people he loves are ripped away from him, brutally, mercilessly, cruelly. He wonders what he's done to make Death hate him so much. Maybe cheating Death has made the Reapers swear their vengeance. Made the Reapers swear to their master that they'd follow him around everywhere, no matter where he goes, who he's with. Guy stands before him, a wall between him and the Bat, a barrier, an obstacle. But why? Why does Guy not feel the same way? Doesn't Guy also want revenge? Want Batman to feel the same pain he made Hal feel, to die? Move. No. Guy floated forwards towards him, sure but careful. Keeping his distance, but close enough to show he isn't afraid. No, Jason, this isn't you. It is. I am Red Hood. My whole brand is about killing people who deserve it, and no one deserves it more than the man who killed my father. Jason was snarling, hot spit spewing from his lips with every word. Guy gave him a pitying look, sadness in his eyes, and mouth in a tight grimace. Jason didn't understand what was going through his head. What made him look so sad for Jason rather than for Hal? Hal is the one dead. Hal is the one bleeding. Hal is the one who needs his family, and yet Guy gets in the way, stopping Jason. Why is he stopping Jason? If you don't get out of my way, I will make you. Don't make me fight you, Guy. Please, I don't want to hurt you. Guy knows he needs to do something. Something to break the rage coursing through Jason's veins. Something to distract him, to pull him back down to earth. But what? Ah, yes. Good memories. Good memories always help. Remember the penguins? Jason flinched back, eyes wide. What? The penguins, and the little hat we got after visiting them? Guy formed a construct on his own head, one that looked similar to the penguin hat that they got at the zoo, the ones that now sit on the bookcase of Hal's apartment, the ones that they never once put on again after coming home from the zoo, but have never had the heart to throw out. Remember the zoo? Yes, but what does it have to do with anything? Remember the promise we made? That we'd celebrate your 18th birthday, and then your 19th the next day? Jason spluttered, shrinking back in on himself, confused and thrown off, and not understanding what's going on anymore. Yes. But what does that have to do with anything? With Hal? We haven't gotten the chance to celebrate your birthday yet. Do you really think Hal would die before that? He was so excited. He was going to bake you a cake, and then I was going to buy one for when he inevitably burns the one he was planning to cook. He won't leave you before then. He won't. But he's dead, Jason snarled, desperate to be wrong. I saw him die. He's not. He just passed out. Jason froze. The words spoken from Guy finally able to wade through the red swirling within the boy's brain. He's not dead? No. Guy's muscles finally relaxed, the tension bleeding out as he saw Jason come back to himself. Jason finally able to regain control of himself. Guy knows how difficult it is to be overwhelmed by the Red Lantern. Guy understands that rage, seething and popping and forcing them to do and be someone they don't want to be. Guy understands how, in that moment, nothing else can matter but vengeance, righting a wrong, no matter how unethical the righting may be. But Jason is a good boy who's had way too much happen to him, who's been through traumas no human on Earth should ever have to go through. Frankly, Guy is shocked he turned out as okay as he was, because if it was anyone else who had lived through everything Jason has, well, let's just say he knows it could have ended up a whole lot worse. He doesn't even want to think of what would happen if Jason wasn't as strong, if Jason became another Joker. He thinks Jason would be a better Joker than Joker. Jason rose above the temptation, though. Sure, he kills, but he only kills scumbags and evildoers. People who thrive on hurting and on killing. Jason never kills innocents. He protects them. The fact he can still protect people, the fact he still wants to protect people, it says a lot for his character. It says a lot about him. Too bad Bruce couldn't understand that. Hal is still alive. Hurt, but alive. He's going to the watchtower for emergency medical attention. Guy steps forward, hand resting on Jason's shoulder, gently squeezing it. He will be okay. He thinks. He hopes. He hesitates on what would happen if Hal really does die. Jason nods and sagged, as if his strings were cut, face bearing in Guy's shoulder. Guy ignored the wet patch forming, the trembling of the boy's shoulders and shaking breath. He ignored the quiet, choked sobs, the way the dribbling saliva from Jason's mouth burned Guy's skin, beneath the green of his suit. Finally, Jason pulled himself together enough to speak with the only slightest tremble in his voice. I need to see him. He needs proof Hal is alive. He needs to see the rise and fall of his chest, the proof that he's breathing. He needs to see it for himself. But if I see Bruce, I will murder him in cold blood. I don't think I'd be able to hold back. No problem, Jason. I'll go on ahead and make sure Bruce isn't in the tower. Then we'll get you up. Can you hold on for that long? Jason nods, head raising from Guy's shoulder. Yeah, I think so. Good. Then I'll be right back. With one last comforting squeeze to Jason's shoulder, Guy pulls away and shot into the sky towards the watchtower, praying with every fiber in his being that he's right, that Hal is okay. If not, Lord give them mercy, because Jason sure as hell won't. Alright guys, and that's the end of chapter 27 of Glowsticks and Bolt Host by Hyperius. I hope you guys liked it, and I'll see you next chapter.